So first things first. So GPA was introduced, I think some 4 years or so, or 5 years ago. The idea is to be able to align with other universities. Previously, the degree classification was only, if you can just mute yourselves if you're not on the floor, or if you are not asking a question, just unmute yourself for the sake of others and those are to be able to be watching the recording. So so GPA was introduced to be able to align the degree classification with other universities. So previously, I'm sure you're aware that, of course, like during my time, the degree classification only used to kick in at 4th year for those of us who do 5-year programs. So they only compute the points that you accrued from 4th year to 5th year. Those are the ones that would constitute the degree classification. So for you to get a distinction, you need to compute points from 4th year to 5th year. So if you had C's from 1st year, so I'm unable to see. Instead, if you want to ask a question, just proceed. I'm not able to see maybe someone raising hands because I'm in a full screen mode. So if you got a question, just proceed and ask a question. So like I was saying, for you could have had C's, you could have had C's in 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, then you turned into a distinction student and you'd have graduated with a distinction, despite your poor performance in 1st year, 3rd year, and 4th years, and 3rd year, sorry, 1st year, 2nd year, and 3rd year. Okay, so what we've done is that each course has been awarded what we call the credits. Okay, so I'm sure you're aware that in the School of Engineering, we've got what you call the half course and full courses. So a half course is awarded 15 points. A course credit, we call it a course credit. Please let's unmute ourselves. Let's mute ourselves if you are not on the, if you are not talking, if you are not don't want to ask a question or to make a comment, because I don't have access to go into the system and start muting people. Maybe let me just do that. Okay, I think for the sake of time, let's just maybe those of you are able to see who hasn't muted, maybe shout them out so that you can. Okay, so we've got a course credit of 15 or 30. So a half course has got a course credit of 15, whereas a full course has got the credit points or the course credit of 30 points. So these are the credits. Okay, so you know that you've got full courses. Let's say mathematics at most of the courses at 1st year were were full courses. 2nd year, except for mathematics, all the other courses are half courses. Your 3rd year mathematics is also a full course. 4th year, all your courses are half courses. For the 5th year, all your courses are half courses except for the project. Okay. So in addition to the course credits, you also have what you call grade point value. So each grade that you get, so you've got grades. I think now I'm getting, let me just try to see if I can, I don't know. Let me just, Malenji is, okay. Is it not Malenji, sorry about that. Okay, I think there's Chico here. After I went in, everyone now decided to mute themselves. Okay, thank you. Okay, I hope you are still able to see the screen. Okay, apologies for that. So what I was saying is that each course has got a grade. Okay, so the grades are from a D, D plus, C, C plus, all the way up to A plus. Okay, so each course, each grade that you get is assigned what you call a grade point value, GPV. So the GPVs range from 0 to 5. So let's just see. Yeah, so if you get an IN, incomplete, the GPV is 0. A D and a D plus is 0. So a C, when you get a C, you get a GPV of 1. Okay? A C plus, you get a GPV of 3.7. A B has got a GPV of 3.0. A B plus has got a GPV of 5. An A has got a GPV of 4. An A plus has got a GPV of 5. So the GPA that you are going to get is computed out of the total GPA of 5. So if you're an ideal A plus student, okay, it means you're going to get a GPA of 5. Okay, so, and I'm sure there are also classifications now of what constitutes a merit, what constitutes a credit, a distinction, and so forth. So all those are, I'm sure you know about you know about those points. Okay, so how you calculate your GPA? So you calculate your GPA by summing up using this formula here. So you're going to sum up what we call the credit points. So you'll be able to get the full credit points for your courses. Then you're also going to get the GPV for each, for all the courses, you sum them up. Then you'll be able to compute your GPA using this. So it's a summation of total credits. You multiply by the GPV for each course. Then you sum them up with the total credits. So let's just go through let me know when you're able to see the full screen or the screen that I'm sharing. Someone to confirm?
Yes, we're able to see it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so okay, so I'll go year by year. Okay, so for instance, first year, I'm sure all of you were able to did these courses that are here, unless things have changed. You did physics 1010, chemistry 1000. Are you the group that did 2 biology courses?
At 1400.
Or 1400? Okay, that's not a problem. So this one was based on.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so okay, so what I'm saying is that so I'll go through, just take note of the GPV column. So for first year, you've got physics all the way up to mathematics. So we've got a GPV. So if you had an A, the GPV is 5. Okay. Then you've got the column with the course credit. So like I said, your physics was a full course, so it's given a 30. Chemistry was a full course, it's given a 30. One of the 2 biologies that we did, so the 2 biologies are half courses. So one was given 15, the other one was given 15. So if you combine them, so for those of you that just did 1 biology, so it's just a matter of combining that and you put a 30. So the other one can be blanked out. Mathematics is a full course. Okay. So what you have then is that if you get an A plus, so an A plus has got a GPV of 5. So you are going to get, so for you to get now GPA, you are going to multiply a GPV and a credit, a CC. So for physics, for instance, you got an A plus, so it's 5 multiplied by 30. So you get a GPV by CCs of 150. So what you are basically doing then is, so for your first year, okay, so for your first year, you'll be able to sum up this column and the summation of that, okay? So if I want, I can do the summation of these two or this column, which will give you the top. So what can happen is that you can actually know your GPA in each year. So if you want to spend a year and you've got your first year results, you'll be able to know your GPA. So because GPA is not computed over the entire period of your duration, so you can have your GPA over a particular period. So for instance, I can have a sum of this. Okay, so it's going to give me a CC's dot. So the numerator there is 600. Okay, then I can have now the total credits. This one, the denominator here is your total credits, TCs. So the total credits are the credits for each course. So most of the courses in your first year are 4 courses, except for the 2 biologies. So I can actually get that, sum up those. So you can actually even just use your calculator. So that. So you have your GPV. The numerator there is 600. So to get my GPA for my first year, I'm going to have CCs by GPV, which is 600. You divide that by the CCs. Then you'll be able to, sorry, I messed up. G40, G46. Sorry, made a mistake. So you are going to divide that by that. So you see, you have a GPA of 5. Okay, so if your so these are the, if I go back to my so for instance, if you had a C, so a C we give a. If you had the, say, a C plus, a C has got or if you had a D or a C in one course, say this course here in first year, you had the C, okay? If you had the C, a C has got a GPV of 1, okay? So in that case, you see that if you had this a C in mathematics, so in that case, your GPA reduces to 4. Or if you had 2 C's or a C in biology, physics, for instance, you put a 1 there, so you have got a GPA of 1. So that's how it works. So you go to your second year. So your second year, you've got 8 courses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you do the same. Okay, so mathematics is a full course, so it has got a course credit of 30. So if you've got an A plus, you get a GPV of 5. So all the other courses are half courses. So they've got a GPV of, a credit of 15. Then we've got the ENG 2129. Okay, So this course here is a satisfactory course. So in the School of Engineering, we don't actually consider this course when computing the GPA. So I'm sure you must have heard murmurs from the students that graduated this year that their GPA was undercalculated. So the reason the GPA was undercalculated was that an S grade was given a GPV of 1. Okay, so it was given a GPV of 1, a credit of a credit of 15. So arising from that, what happened was that the GPA. So for instance, if this is an ideal student here, so you've got second year results there, third year results there, so this is an ideal A plus student. Then you go to fourth year, you've got an S course, ENG 4143. So it was also given a GPV of 1, a credit of 15. Okay. So, sorry, a credit of 15. Then fifth year, because we've got 3 courses with a grade of S. So the industrial training, the 2 industrial training, 1 in fifth year, 1 in fourth year, and your second year course, ENG 2129. I hope I haven't swapped you. I was confused 2139 and 2129. I hope I've tabulated them correctly. I hope the 219 is the one that is non-examinable. So this is what happened. Okay, so you see how the GPA was going to change. Okay, so instead of our students having their GPA out of 5, okay, because we are also including this course, 3 courses with S, which was given those grades, a GPV of 1 and a credit of 15. So what happened was that an ideal A plus student was being shortchanged. Instead of getting a GPA, a GPA of 5, they were getting a GPA of 7.53. So what arising from this? So what happened was that students that were on a borderline case, say a merit, they were getting they were being relegated to a credit. The students that were on a borderline distinction, they were getting merit. Those that were on a borderline credit, they were being relegated to silent. So that's what happened. I'm sure I must have heard the uproars. So I had to take it up because I think CICT and the Quality Assurance Department decided now to give these credit points to our students. So I had to take it up, and this issue was resolved, I think, a week before the graduation. If you notice, most of our students, if you look at the graduation handbook, most of them were appearing as having been shortchanged. But of course, the university was able to produce an addendum where their names actually appeared. So this is how you compute your GPA. So what you are basically doing, so if this is your table here, first year results, second year results, third year results there, fourth year results there, and fifth year. So what you are going to do is you are going to sum up this column here, column H, okay? So you sum them up, so it's going to give you a CCs dot multiplied by GPV. So when you sum them up, it's going to give you, so for everyone, so it's going to give you a CC of 3120. So then your course credits, which is the CCs, is going to be 660. So this is an ideal A plus student. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. So we also have a calculator that we normally use, which is going to give you the actual point. So let me just stop sharing this and go to a calculator. So I'll share that calculator with you. So just ensure that, so that one is already configured. So it's already configured with the courses, okay? So you can start with your first year, okay? So your first year course is physics, mathematics, chemistry, and the 2 biology courses, okay? So if someone got a B+ in physics, okay, then they got a B in mathematics there. Then they got a B+ in chemistry. They got a B+ in biology and an A in biology. So what's going to happen is that they will be able to get a GPA for that particular year of 3.44. Okay, so that 3.44 will be able to, that's your GPA for that particular year. Okay, and if we are to look at now the actual points, let me just get the actual borderline cases, which gives how many points give a credit, how many points give a merit, how many points give a sorry, I think I seem not to have this I can just okay, just give me a second. I just fish it out. Sorry, I can't seem to find I can't seem to find the position where the file that I'd kept for actual. Okay, nonetheless, so this is your first year. So what you're going to do is that, so you can see you've got a GPV there. So if this is your first year there, okay, so you'll be able, I'll share this with you. So you'll be able to enter the your first year results, okay, in there. So all you do is just enter a grade. So B+, so if for instance you enter A+, okay, you had A+ throughout here, okay. Chemistry, you also had an A+. The 2 biologies, you also had an A+, and biology, the other biology, you also had an A+. Okay, so go to your GPA. So you see, it gives you a GPA of 5 in first year. Okay, so you go to second year. So second year, if in MEC 2309 you got a B, MEC 2009 you got an A. Mathematics, you got a C+. ENG 2159, you got a B+. ENG 2139, you got a B. ENG 2129, you got an S, because that's an S is not examinable. Then, so that's why you can see there the GPV and the CCs are given as zeros. Okay. Then electrical EEE, you got a C+. Then statics, you got a C+. So you slide, so you see that your GPA is, for that particular year, is 2.7. Okay, so you do the same. You go to third year. If those are the results that you got in third year, Okay, so this calculator will give you a GPA of 2.9. Okay, you go to fourth year. So in mathematics third year, you can see that the credits, because a full course, the credit is 30. Then the mathematics at fourth year is a half course. So you can see that the assigned credit there is uh, 15. Then the industrial training kicks in at fourth year. So you can see the credit end and the GPV are given as 0. So they're not contributing to the computation of your GPA. So if those are the grades that you got uh, in fourth year, you'll be able to get a GPA of 2.23. Finally, you go to fifth year. Fifth year, you got an industrial training. Industrial training has got a credit of 0 because it's not non-examinable, GPV of 0 as well. Then the other courses are management 5129. The project is a full course, so it has got a credit of 30. The other courses there, you can they are half courses, so they're given credits of 15, and the points. In fact, a C plus is 1.5, not 1.0. So those are the points end there. So if you slide to the right, you find that you are able to get a GPA of 2.59. So overall, this student got a GPA overall classification. The overall classification for the GPA is 3.11, which is a credit. Okay, so let's say this student actually got an A+ in project. Okay, so you can still work around this. So if student get a GPA of got in project, they got an A+, so you can see that the GPA, which was 3.11, has moved to 3.18. So let's say the mathematics at third year, which is a full course, they got an A+ from a C+. So I can change that to an A+. So what is my new GPA here? So you can see the GPA has moved to 3.31, because to get a merit, you need to get a GPA of 3.24. So you can see this student has actually moved into a merit. Okay, so I'll share this with you. So this is just for civil because our courses are different. So if you give this to someone from another department, so it might be different. So they might end up putting another course here, their departmental course here, and yet that department is a say third year. Maybe they've got a full course in third year, so they might end up putting that course here. But you see here that the credits are 15. So they might have a full course. So this calculator is tailored to civil engineering. So if someone is from another department, this is a wrong calculator, it's going to give them a wrong computation. So this is just for civil engineering students. So don't change the courses the way they're appearing there, because they are tailored for a specific GPA, GPV, and credit point. So I'll share this with you. So you may not necessarily use this calculator here. So you can actually just use the computation, because you know CC and GPV, you know what you're going to get. So, there's also an SIS calculator. If I go to SIS, which screen are you able to see now? From the ones that I'm sharing. Which screen are you able to see?
Calculator.
Pardon?
The one for the calculator.
Okay, so let me share. Um, okay, so someone to confirm if they're able to see this screen that I'm sharing here.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how the GPA is computed in the CIS. Okay, so you see, this student here, first year, they had a GPA of 3.87. Okay, first year. We go to second year, they had a GPA of 3.375. Okay, third year, they had a GPA of 3.87. Okay, fourth year, he had a GPA of 4. Okay, then fifth year, he also had an exact GPA of 4. Okay, so overall, they had a GPA of, sorry about that. So overall, they had a GPA of 3.38. So you can see now there, it puts as distinction. Okay, so that's how the system automatically computes the GPA. Previously, we used to do it manually as the head of department to compute the GPA manually, but now, so you can see the way it's computing there. Okay, so an A plus has got a GPV of 5 because this is physics. So you multiply by the credit which is 30. Okay, so you can see this is your denominator. This column giving you your numerator. This column is giving you your numerator. So you're dividing 165 by 125. Okay, so you go to his final year results. So he had the numerator in the GPA calculator of 480 over 120. So you can see the industrial training 5143 is not contributing to the computation of the GPA, so it's 0. Okay, so you can see it's 0. The fourth year industrial training is also contributing a 0. You go to the second year ENG, sorry, the ENG 21, is it 2129? This one here, and S, it's also 0. Okay, so that's how the GPA is computed, and the system automatically give you a grade. So it's going to round off. Okay, so because last time I was getting calls from students to say, no, my GPA, I missed a GPA by uh, I missed a merit by 0.01. So can you kindly upgrade me to a merit, because it's showing that because for you to get a merit, it's 3.24. Okay, so if you got 3.23, that's still that is a credit, because you've missed your merit by 0.01. So you can see you compute this to a near to 2 decimal places. So if you've missed by so a distinction, I think is the distinction is 3.75, if I'm not mistaken. So if you got 3.74, no, I think a distinction is 3.8 or something like that. I'll share the degree classification, the points for that. So if you miss by 0.01, so you can't start asking the head of department to upgrade, because it's a system that actually computes. Okay, so just like we can't, you are on a borderline case, 3.324. So you can't say, oh, because you are a borderline case, it's still a merit. Okay. So any questions? Any questions? Okay, so it's clear, isn't it? Okay, so for instance, if you got a D in physics, if you got a D in physics first year, okay, then you repeat this course in second year and get you got
So
a
let
D
me
plus, a
share
D
now.
or a D plus. A D plus is a 0. So you can see this calculator is now, it's even highlights this in red. Okay, it highlights that in red, meaning that it's not contributing to anything. So even if you go ahead and resit for this course in second year, so this system is wired in such that it will still, even if you get an A plus in second year, so that repeat course is not going to contribute to the GPA in second year. Okay. So it's not going to contribute to, sorry, it's not going to contribute to, it's not going to contribute to that. Okay. I hope that is clear. So when you have a repeat course, or you get a D or a D plus, it's a 0. Even if the subsequent year you resit for that course and get a good grade, the good grade is not going to improve your CA. Okay, so even as you are computing using even as you are computing your grades here, so if you search for physics, if you search for physics, I can still just put a 0 there, because sometimes it may not be able to give you the GPA, to tell you not graduate, because the system is showing that you are still carrying a course, a D there. So you need to find room in second year to have this course, so which is is it PHY? What do you call it, this same course? PHY 1010. Okay, so you can still create it. Okay, so you can put a grade there as C. Okay, so here I can put, because it's a full course, so I can put 30. So I got a C, has got a GPV of 1.5. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, so you can just create a column for this course on the other side. Sorry, that's 115. It's 30. So you see, it's not contributing to the GPA. It says no, because it's a repeat course. So it's putting a no. So because this is a repeat course. Okay. So if you see there, you can see it says attempts. Okay, because so the system has already computed that, okay, this is P10, PHY 1010. So here attempt is first attempt. So the one that I've added in the second year, it's showing that attempt is number 2. So because it's an attempt number 2, so regardless of the grade that you got, it's not going to give you any point there. So when you go down there, so this student at the merit, okay? So this one, I think we just need to recompute and to be able to give you the actual grade. So that's the way it works for repeat course. I hope that is clear. Anything else? Okay, thank you so much then. I'll share the video and also share the GPA calculator so that you can go through. Thanks. Good night. Okay, so let me share now